Hi, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you are watching this. And for those that are joining our live, thank you for spending your lunchtime with us. Glad to have you here. My name is Lola Adeyemo, and I am a part of the Girls Inc. of San Diego board. And I'm here today with the CEO of Girls Inc., Sandra Ainslie. Hi, Sandra.
Hi, Lola. Hi, everybody.
Nice to be here. We are excited. Wanted to take a minute, more than a minute, 30 minutes or less, to catch up with everyone. We've had a lot of live activity and communication around the She Leads event over the last couple of weeks. And we completed that a couple of weeks ago, and I finally have a chance to get a recap from Sandra. So, if you have been following Girls Inc. for a while or you're new to our world, we just completed the fourth She Lead, and Sandra and I were just talking about this because um, I've been there since the first, and Sandra has been there, and we're like, wow, is it four or three? It is four, and it's been amazing. We've had some great trailblazing leaders in San Diego that have been recognized, and also the community that we have built around the event. So, Sandra, coming off the fourth She Leads, how are you feeling? And do you have anything to share as far as recap goes for us?
Yeah, of course. Always something to share. I feel great. I feel that the event gets better and better every year. Of course, we're rather young in our history with this event, as you mentioned, Lola. It's our fourth, which is not that many. And for those of you who may not know, we launched our annual event in 2020, and it was virtual then. So the first one was virtual. And then, of course, since then, we've had three in person, so four total. And it gets better every time. I feel that there are more people that are aware, more people that are following us. Um, Obviously more people that are attending, and we learn a little bit each time. So we honor three women for their exceptional contributions to our community, and that can be through business, education, public sector, private sector, just women that are trailblazers and forging the path forward and changing the landscape for all women and girls in their wake. And that is the core of the program, is inviting three women to talk about their work and how they're changing the landscape for all women and girls. This last year, we added a new component, which I think was really wonderful. I know the audience enjoyed it. I know we enjoyed it as the staff and board. We added girls to our roster, so they gave some remarks, and we had two girls that spoke. One of our girls is a young adult who's long been gone since Girls Inc., who had her first Girls Inc. experience 10 years or so ago. And she talked about what that meant to her and how that led her down her own professional journey and where she is now. And then the other girl that we had is a recent graduate. So she just graduated from our high school program and is in her first year of college. And I think that was so endearing and amazing because obviously that was a new environment for her. So she
Yeah.
was a little bit nervous, but I think in her nervousness was the
So sweet.
charm. I
Yeah,
know.
it was so
I know.
charming having her there. Yeah.
Because it was so authentic,
Yes, very
right?
real.
It was so
Raw.
authentic. But
Mhm.
so she talked a little bit about her Girls Inc. experience in the high school program and making the transition to college, which of course is such a scary transition, especially if you're first generation and your family hasn't been through that experience. It's a little more difficult to support your student, not having lived that experience prior. So yeah, she shared with us that journey and how where she is now in her first year and how scary that can be. And so that was really important for us to hear.
Yes.
for all of us to hear and to recognize, that's a really critical juncture in a
Mhm.
girl's life, that in anyone's life, but for us specifically in a girl's life. And how do we support her across that juncture to make sure that she is successful in her college career and beyond?
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of college and beyond, I wanted to take a step back because I'm assuming people are already familiar with Girls Inc. But hey, you never know. We might have people who are just learning about the organization. And I think as you were talking about the women we honor, I was thinking of Girls Inc. Strong, Smart, Bold. Can you give a little bit of background who Girls Inc. is, who we serve primarily, before we move to the new projects that we're excited about?
Yes, of course. So Girls Inc. serves girls throughout San Diego County, ages 11 to 18, and now beyond. So 26 or so. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We serve girls across 4 school districts, and primarily girls of color, primarily first generation college attendees, should they attend college, which is, of course, a goal. And our programming is very holistic. We serve the whole girl. And what we mean by that is that we serve girls across 3 critical areas. So our strong programs focus on strong mind, strong body. So this is really important, laying the foundation to physical, emotional, behavioral, and mental well-being and health is a really critical aspect of laying that foundation so that girls are making healthy choices for their bodies, their minds, their behaviors, also healthy relationships, identifying healthy relationships. And then our SMART programs focus on academic success, college readiness, and a real strong focus here in San Diego on STEM programming. So that is a core aspect of our SMART and academic success programs. And then our BOLD focus on community engagement, social justice, and youth advocacy. So, and leadership. So, how does change happen? How do you become a change maker? Understanding systems of power, authority, and decision making. So, for us, those 3 categories, the strong, smart, bold categories of programming, are what really enable a girl to have the confidence in all aspects of her life. She's making healthy choices, she's academically engaged, and she understands how to move through the world and how systems of power and authority work and how change is made and how to participate in that. And so that's really the Girls Inc. model. That's the Girls Inc. theory, is those 3 areas of programming are really vital to creating a girl that's ready to take her place as a leader in decision making as she evolves.
Thank you. Thank you for that recap because I think it's just very important to, we don't just serve girls. Who are the girls we serve? The programming model. I think it's part of what, makes the organization unique. It's part of why I joined. It's part of why I love, being able to serve and support Girls Inc. And it's also exciting to meet trailblazers that are doing this. So if you have never been to a She Leads event, this is exactly what our honorees embody. These are leaders that are blazing trails around these areas. So I mean, representation truly matters. It's also exciting to be able to see what's already happening in the community that we call home here in San Diego. So talking about Girls Served, so as you mentioned, we had 2 alumni of the Girls Inc. program attend the She Leads this year, and it was really inspiring to hear them talk about what their experience was like when they were active with Girls Inc., which is part of the after school program model. But there's something new being added on. So, do you want to dive into Project Accelerate?
I'd love to. So if you haven't already heard, because I'm pretty sure we've been blasting it all over our social channels and every chance we get because it is so exciting. Girls Inc. of San Diego County has been awarded a grant for a program called Project Accelerate. And Project Accelerate is a program that is being run by other affiliates across the country, other Girls Inc. affiliates. And the original funder, the source funding for that program is Pivotal Ventures. So if you're not familiar with Pivotal Ventures, that is an initiative with several large, well-known funders coming together to invest in women and girls and accelerating women and girls' success in the world. A couple of those funders include Melinda Gates and Mackenzie Scott. So it is definitely a huge nod that Girls Inc. is doing something right to get that investment. And that investment is really targeting that critical age that I was speaking about, which is what happens after high school and into college and early career. So it extends the Girls Inc. experience to now be able to support and program with girls after they've graduated from high school and throughout their college career and into their early career. And I should mention, Lola, that most of our girls are first generation, as I mentioned. So that extra support for them is really critical. And most of our girls, well, if not all, are coming from low income households. So again, that extra support to get them successfully through college and into career is really important because many of our girls may not have the social capital built in that some other young people might have. And so Girls Inc. has an opportunity to fill that space for them. And what does that mean? That means that while they're in their college career, we are connecting them with scholarships, financial scholarships, of course. We are connecting them with internships that are building their resumes, building their references, creating connections and relationships with people in corporations that might be able to then provide them an opportunity down the road, giving them that lived experience, the confidence to have the connections, and the mentorships with professional women in fields that they might want to go into. We do focus heavily on STEM, but it may not always be STEM. It might be across industries. And then beyond, once they get to those later years in college, how do they then set up those next steps, those early career opportunities, graduate school opportunities, financial support, all of the things that they're going to need to make that next pivot into that big, wonderful world that they're going to be a part of and that they're going to be now change makers in.
Yes, 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 I know. And that social capital, it's really important because it's hard out there.
It
um,
really is. It's really
yes,
important that you know someone, that you build a connection, that someone
yep,
opens a door for you.
exactly.
You know, you can be very prepared and ready to go, um, and you know, have the skills and the motivation and what's the word I'm looking for? It's escaping me. But if somebody doesn't open that door,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you
And
can't get that door to open, it's hard. And but
it's
once one door opens, so many more come, right?
yes, yes,
So we really just need to make sure that we as an organization, our board, our partners,
yes,
our funders, supporters, our friends out there are helping us to open those doors so that then they can walk through and then create more relationships and open more doors of opportunity for themselves as they're getting into those early professional years.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm really excited about it because I think that's always the biggest fear. I mean, I've gotten to work with some of these girls in the classroom to talk to them, and some of the conversations we have is that these girls are smart. They are already smart. They already know stuff, but that social capital is very important, and that's part of why I'm really excited about the opportunity to be able to support them further through their transitional stages with Project Accelerate. So, for everyone listening, How can we get involved? How can we support? What's next? And I know we make so much noise around She Leads, which is only one event in the year, which is probably the only, well, it is the only board run event that is focused on corporate partners and programming. But there is a lot that you and the team are doing every month, every week around the girls. So for those that are listening that want to get involved with Girls Inc. or get involved with Project Accelerate, specifically, what is the next step and what does that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have several different ways that individuals and corporate partners can get involved. With Project Accelerate, we will absolutely be looking for corporate partners to help us build out internships for our young women to be able to access in their college years. That might take a little time to work together to build that out. So we're looking at having those in place 1 or 2 years out. So that's definitely a conversation we're starting now with a lot of our corporate partners that have already been supporting and working with us for several years. In addition to that, we have our summer STEM program. So many of our corporate partners that are STEM focused are working with us during the summer for our summer Eureka STEM intensive at UCSD, and that's serving middle school girls. That's a great way to get started with us. You can come into a program for 1 or 2 days, whatever you're capable of doing, and then deliver a STEM program with us side by side. We help set it all up and make it really easy. That can open the door for our conversations about how we build out opportunities for our older girls that are looking for those internships. Yeah, so there'll be a lot down the road. We do have an interest form. If you're out there, you're watching, you're interested. Yes, I think Lola can link it for you in the chat, but you can also easily navigate towards it on our website if you want to go back and do that later, just by going to get involved and become a corporate partner. And then I believe the link says join us. And then there's a form that's really simple, name, email, the name of your company, and then we'll circle back and be in touch with you. Yeah. There'll be opportunities for individual participation as well, of course, for mentors. And usually the way that starts is through a corporate partnership with involvement in our classrooms, delivering a lesson, whether it's STEM or financial literacy, interview skills, soft skills, that will all be part of Project Accelerate. And then from there, if we identify a strong match with individuals that want to have an individual connection and volunteer opportunity, then we'll start to create those opportunities from there as well. And then you mentioned other events. We have our all-girl conference every year in May, which is also another great way to get involved. Lola, you've been at the girl conference
I love it.
times. It's probably the most fun we have, I have to say, all year. We have 100 girls, high school girls from across the county for one full day on a Friday. We meet at SDSU at the Alumnus Center there, and we have great speakers, great activities, a fantastic MC and Kirsten Holmes from Channel 8 News. And that's always a great time. And we seek table mentors for that event. And you can throw your name on that form as well. And we can be in touch with you and circle back on the volunteer opportunities that exist.
Yeah. And thank you for touching on all that. I think one of the things a lot of people are always like, how can I get involved? There's a ton of ways to get involved. And that form is very helpful if you have an interest in supporting girls around San Diego, girls in different ways. If your organization has any of these on its radar at all, what I love about it is it takes a process, because again, we're working with girls, but I love the care and attention that Sandra and the team take to build the program so that your organization, your team can partner with Girls Inc. It's not just dropping in the classroom. There's a lot of effort and intention that goes behind the designing the program. So just wanted to highlight that and say the first step I would say is the organization is somewhere in the region of this conversation, making an impact in this space for young girls, for women, and you love to collaborate and partner with us, please fill out the form and Sandra will get back to you, or reach out to myself. We have a couple of really passionate and active board members, all very engaged as well. So reach out. I would love to chat with you about my experience and also ideas on how you can get involved. All right. Sandra, anything else before we wrap up and give people time to kind of wrap up their lunch hour? Lunch 30 minutes?
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We'd love to hear from you. We would love to find a way to work with you, to engage with you, and yeah, to bring you into our world with our girls. And as Lola mentioned, it's a thoughtful process. We only accommodate, 2 or 3 volunteers at a time in our classrooms when you're coming in to deliver a lesson, and we work with you in advance to plan and prepare that so that it's very successful and a meaningful interaction for everybody involved, both you, the partner, and the girls. And then as we do that and get to know you, we'll be able to build more and more opportunities, as we mentioned, with our Project Accelerate girls that are now going to be in their college and early career years. Our hope ultimately is that we will have many partners that will be able to open a door for a girl once she is ready for that internship, for that early career opportunity, build her resume, her confidence, her references, her social capital, and that we will have great partners at the table that we have built a meaningful and trustful relationship with to be able to do that. So if that sounds of interest, please let us know. There's many different industries that can be accommodated, certainly STEM, but also financial services is another one, as we are gearing up towards a more diverse lessons for our girls that are our college age girls. So please don't hesitate to fill out that form, and we look forward to hearing from you and working with you. Yeah, and getting to know you.
All right. Thank you, Sandra. It was great chatting with you. If you're watching this on replay and you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments. We'll be tracking and we'll get back to you. But again, the first step is to fill out the form and we'll follow up with you. And we hope to do these a couple more times this year. And thank you for spending your time with us today. Have a great week.
Oh, and the next one we'll have different guests, right? We're wanting to bring a
Yes,
girl
we're
in
going to
to
have
speak with
different
you
guests.
as well.
Okay, so
Yeah,
lunch with
not
Girls
just
Inc. is
me.
not just going to be us. Not just Sandra. You might get me more than you like, but I'm the host, so I get to curate this. But you're going to get to meet a couple more people in the Girls Inc. of San Diego ecosystem, working around different initiatives and get a different perspective and lens on our programs. As I said, the programs are happening weekly, and with the school calendar year, there's so much going on in the Girls Inc. world. And the goal is to create more awareness around these and to invite more partners who can collaborate with us and who can help build this social capital for the girls. So please reach out and would love to talk to you soon. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Enjoy the rest of your lunch and your day. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Bye.